Have you ever felt like you're in a season of being stuck, forgotten, or like everything is working against you or falling apart? Well, take heart. God is faithful. Today I'd like to offer some words of encouragement with a personal story of mine that helps to remind us to trust in God, even in our struggles and uncertainties. So in September of this year, I decided to get back into the workforce. So I started applying everywhere. I ran into some obstacles and some roadblocks with the unemployment and everything else, which only just encouraged me to really want to get a job as soon as possible. And so then as I'm applying for all these jobs, and I had to learn this new applicant tracking system, things like that. So it just became a lot of, it felt like everything was working against me on getting a job. And I started to wonder about that. But then I would go on interviews. A couple of these jobs, I was like, oh, this has got to be the one, right? God, like I was going on these interviews and I felt like I aced them, and I come out of there feeling confident, like I'm familiar with this at work. I know how to do this with my eyes closed, everything. And I just felt like I did a great job and I was going to get the job for sure. And then I would get the phone call or I would get the email saying, sorry, I decided to go with another candidate. Which, of course, can be very discouraging. After months of it, it can be highly discouraging. And you can lose hope, right? Well, I never lost my faith. I kept on praying about it. And every time something would happen where I would get rejected or, some kind of issue would come up where it felt like I was hitting a roadblock again, I would just keep praying to God and saying, I trust you, Lord. I trust that you're gonna pull me through this, and I just need the strength and the patience for this. But I trust that you're gonna work things out for my good. And so I just kept on having that faith. And every time I got a rejection, I just kept on saying, He's got something better for me. He's got something better for me. Well, as of December 20th, I went on an interview, and they called me up that very same day and offered me the position. It was, I'm sorry, but it was better than what I'd ever asked for. It was more pay than we had talked about even in the interview. The benefits start very first day, close to my home, which is really important to me. Because I live in DFW, so the traffic is horrible. In rush hour, I was sitting 2 hours each way before my last job. So just to know that this job is a dream job that God worked out for my good. And so don't lose hope. This job was more than I had prayed for. To say that I am grateful is an understatement. I am overwhelmed with gratitude. God not only answered my prayers, but exceeded my expectations. And all those no's and all those rejections and all those not yets led me to that moment and to this job. And then it hit me. If I had gotten the perfect job that I thought I wanted before, I would have missed out on this one. God wasn't withholding from me. He was preparing me for something better. This was all God's perfect timing, and was definitely a reminder that God's plans are truly better than mine. And all of the jobs that I thought I wanted, they were just stepping stones, not the destination. And God's ways are not denials. He saw what I couldn't and kept me from settling for less. And looking back, well, His perfect timing wasn't just perfect timing, it was loving. His timing is perfect, even when it doesn't align with our schedules, even in the struggles, even in the uncertainties. Trust and have faith. So sometimes the job or even the breakthrough that almost wasn't becomes the greatest testimony of God's faithfulness. And if He did it for me, He can do it for you. So don't lose hope, because He's working it all out for your good.